In a grim verdict delivered on Friday, a neonatal nurse hailing from a British hospital was pronounced guilty of the harrowing crime of ending the lives of 7 innocent babies and attempting the murder of 6 others. Lucy Letby, aged 33, stood accused of committing murder in the tragic demises of 5 boys and 2 girls. Furthermore, she faced charges for her sinister attempts to take the lives of 6 more children. Her actions were purportedly perpetrated during her tenure at the Countess of Chester Hospital, situated in the expanse of northwest England, spanning the years from 2015 to 2016. The heinous nature of the charges weighed heavily upon the case, painting a chilling portrait of the potential darkness that can lurk within even the most trusted of professions. The accusations against her painted a disturbing picture of deliberate harm inflicted upon newborn infants through various sinister methods. These included injecting air into their delicate bloodstream and introducing air or milk into their stomachs using nasogastric tubes. Prosecutor Pascal Jones succinctly captured the malevolent essence of Lucy Letby's actions, stating, "Lucy Letby sought to deceive her colleagues and pass off the harm she caused as nothing more than a worsening of each baby's existing vulnerability." In her hands, innocuous substances like air, milk, fluids, or medication like insulin would become lethal. She perverted her learning and weaponized her craft to inflict harm, grief, and death. The gravity of her actions, and the chilling transformation of seemingly harmless substances into tools of destruction, cast a dark shadow over the trust that should naturally be placed in medical professionals. The very environment that was supposed to ensure the safety of these vulnerable infants and their families became a haunting backdrop to her repeated transgressions. The prosecutor's statement concluded with a solemn reflection on the magnitude of her actions, asserting, time and again, she harmed babies, in an environment which should have been safe for them and their families. These words reverberated through the aftermath of the verdict, resonating with the profound betrayal of trust and the heartbreaking consequences that unfolded within those walls. In addition to the aforementioned accusations, Letby also faced allegations of poisoning infants through the illicit addition of insulin to their intravenous feeds and tampering with their breathing tubes. Despite the grave charges, Letby maintained her innocence, refuting all accusations leveled against her. Complicating matters further, the identities of the purported victims remained shielded by British law, their anonymity serving as a somber reminder of the sensitivity surrounding such cases. The jury, composed of 7 women and 4 men, undertook an arduous deliberation spanning 22 days before arriving at a verdict. Amidst the proceedings, 1 juror departed due to personal reasons, prompting the judge to present the remaining 11 jurors with the option of rendering a verdict with a consensus of 10 individuals, rather than a unanimous decision. Ultimately, the verdict was a mixed bag. Letby was absolved of 1 charge of attempted murder, and on several others, the jury failed to reach a conclusive decision. The trial, which commenced in October of the previous year, was marked by its length and complexity. The prosecution contended that the hospital witnessed an alarming surge in the mortality rate of babies in 2015, as well as instances of inexplicable and sudden health deterioration. Some of these infants experienced profound collapses in their health, yet managed to survive with the intervention of medical personnel. The trial shed light on a disturbing chapter of the hospital's history, one where the line between life and peril was inexplicably blurred. The accusations laid against Letby painted a sinister portrayal of her alleged actions, claiming she was present during all the troubling incidents and characterizing her as a constant malevolent presence within the neonatal unit at times of child collapse or demise. Prosecutors contended that she inflicted harm on these infants in ways that left minimal traces, all the while managing to persuade her colleagues that the unfolding tragedies were within the bounds of normalcy. The grim narrative began with the case of a prematurely born baby boy, who tragically passed away at just 1 day old in June of 2015. The prosecution alleged that Letby injected air into the fragile child's bloodstream, an act that allegedly set the pattern for the subsequent incidents. In the aftermath, a cloud of suspicion cast itself over the hospital's neonatal unit, prompting a police investigation in May 2017. In connection with the string of infant deaths, Letby was taken into custody 3 times before formal charges were eventually filed in November 2020. A seemingly incriminating piece of evidence emerged in the form of a post-it note discovered at Letby's residence following her 2018 arrest. The note, on which she had written the words, "I am evil, I did this," was described by prosecutors as a literal confession. However, in the court of law, the story possessed complexities. Her defense lawyer countered the accusations, portraying Letby as a dedicated and compassionate nurse who ardently cared for her patients. The defense contended that the evidence did not convincingly link her to the alleged harmful acts and that her commitment to her profession and patients was beyond reproach. The courtroom drama unfolded against this backdrop of conflicting narratives, revealing the challenges and intricacies involved in dissecting a case that held immense emotional weight and raised profound questions about trust, responsibility, and the limits of human nature. In her defense, Letby's lawyer argued that the abrupt collapses and tragic deaths of the infants might have been attributed to natural causes or influenced by a confluence of other factors, including staffing deficiencies within the hospital or lapses in appropriate care by others involved. Furthermore, the defense contended that a quartet of senior doctors unfairly placed the blame on Letby, suggesting that this might have been an effort to obscure inadequacies within the neonatal unit. Throughout the course of the trial, Letby took the stand and testified for a total of 14 days, vehemently refuting any suggestion that she deliberately caused harm to any of the babies under her care. With evident emotion, she stated, "I only ever did my best to care for them," underscoring her commitment to her nursing duties and her dedication to nurturing the infants in her charge. Moments of tears punctuated her testimony as she fervently defended her practice of maintaining medical records at her residence for some of the babies she tended to. A poignant note in green ink was presented in court, bearing the words, "I don't deserve to live." In a heartrending admission, Letby wrote, "I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them." Her defense lawyer advocated for an understanding of these notes as the poignant musings of a woman grappling with shattered self-assurance, bearing the weight of her perceived culpability for the events that unfolded within the ward. The trial thus exposed a complex interplay of emotions and self-reflection, offering a glimpse into the internal turmoil faced by a healthcare professional confronted with a distressing set of circumstances. Defense lawyer Ben Myers shed light on the enigmatic notes found in Letby's possession, particularly emphasizing one that read, "Not good enough." Myers posited, "Who did she write that for? She didn't write that for us, the police, or these proceedings. That is a note to herself. Writing for herself." This insight unveiled the notes as intimate dialogues with her own inner turmoil, capturing the emotional weight she carried within. The culmination of this trial draws near, with the sentencing of Letby for the charges she was found guilty of scheduled for 10 a.m. local time on Monday, as reported by the BBC. The impending verdict marks the closure of a deeply unsettling chapter, a moment of reckoning for the accused and a reckoning for all those touched by the events that transpired within the neonatal unit. For more captivating stories of infamous criminals and thrilling escapades, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't miss any updates, ring the notification bell. We'll catch you in the next video.